Ducati has been crushing it in European motocross racing and it's planning to come to USA soon. We have to talk about it. Hey, what's up guys, Rado here, and yes, we have to talk about Ducati today because there is something incredible happening in Italy. You probably heard the news in late 2023. We heard that actually it was a rumor first that Ducati will be coming out with a dirt bike. We thought if there is something happening with the Ducati and a dirt bike and motocross, it will be down the road in 2026, 2027. But a couple months after the rumor came out, they came out with the dirt bike with the finished prototype ready to race, and I think everybody was shocked. The motocross team was shocked. The bike looks completely different and the engine also is different. It's not your traditional 450 engine, but it is the engine with a different valve train. It's using Desmodromic, which is Desmo is short, that's why they call it Ducati 450 Desmo, and it's different than everybody else on the market. So Desmo is a unique system. It doesn't use the springs, it uses the rockers that opens and close the valve itself. So there is no spring that the engine needs to push against to open the valve, and also there is no valve flow in the higher RPM because it's opening and closing the valve manually every single time. So this is a system that has been designed actually. First Desmo engine was kind of made in 1896, something like that, and then 1910. There was an engine for the boat that actually somebody designed, had like 300 horses back in 1910. And then actually in 1956, Ducati made their first Desmo engine with a 125 four-stroke. And 1968, they did a bunch of patents to that system. So they didn't come up with a system, but they made it better, they made it work somehow mechanically easier so they can put it in a production bikes, and they have a lot of patents for that design. And we know that Ducati has a lot of street racing, superbikes, MotoGP. They won like 13 world titles with superbikes, and all of these superbikes are having this Desmodromic system in their engine. And dude, they just come to our motocross scene and they said, hey, we're making prototype and we are going to race. In Europe, I think in the GPs you cannot race it. For sure you can race it in USA, but you can race it in the national championship in Italy. And they said, hey, let's do a hardcore racing. We're gonna get the best guy we can in Italy, Alessandro Lupino. They hired a guy, he's a little bit older, like 33 now. So they hire him, he's on the team Ducati, and they went racing. So first race in March, Alessandro Lupino wins the qualifier. He's the fastest qualifier on the brand new prototype dirt bike, and then he wins the first moto from first lap to last lap. He is winning everything there, and everybody is shocked. This is a debut, this is a first ever race of this Desmo 450 Ducati dirt bike, and they had the fastest qualifier. They won first moto. Second moto, he had some problem. I think he crashed. He came back to 7th place, so he was second overall. So this is the debut, and everybody is now keeping an eye on this Ducati because they are a real deal. Imagine there is all these different manufacturers racing in Italy that has 50 or 60 or 80 years of history making dirt bikes and racing. Now these guys, Ducati just comes with some prototype and is right on par with everybody else. Yes, they have Lupino, who is a really good rider, but if he would be on some bike that is not up to par to other bikes, he would be nowhere close to where he is right now. So first race in March, he's second. Now go to the second race, he pulls 2-3 places in that race. He does okay, he has good start, I think he pulls the whole shot and then somehow go back. So he is now third in a championship. Now there is another race in next month, which is May. First moto he crashes and he didn't finish it, and then second moto he is second. So now after 3 races he is a third in the championship. And what they actually do is that they have a lot of data. This is why they are doing the racing in Italy, and this is why they are using a prototype, because they are gathering all the data. They have computers hooked up to that, to Ducati when they are racing, you know, all the race data, all the, you know, RPM and all the fuel race mixture and everything. So they actually like that Alessandro Lupino is not pulling whole shot every single time, that he needs to come from the back, that sometimes he crashes and I need to come back, because that's all the data that they can collect that will help them to make this bike better. And they are promising production in 2025. So with 2025 production, 2024 racing, they're gathering a lot of info that they can then input into these bikes and make the Desmo 400 a really good dirt bike that everybody can buy. Okay, so those are 3 races, right? So we have 3 races in. Alessandro Lupino is number 3 in the standings, and now we have a race number 4. And race number 4 happened just last month in June, and Antonio Cairoli, who is a 9-time world champion, puts on Ducati jacket. He switches from KTM brand ambassador to Ducati. They got him under the Ducati umbrella, so he is now the test rider, helps to develop the bike, and he is part of the team at Ducati. So he decides to come out of the retirement for a little while. He's like 38 and joins the race number 4 in Italian Championship. It's incredible. They pull whole shot on both motos. So once first moto, he pulls the whole shot, Cairoli, Lupino is second, and the whole race they are just trying to fight each other. So it's pretty much race between 2 Ducatis in the front. And at the end, Cairoli wins the first moto. Now second moto, Lupino pulls the whole shot, and then second place is another Ducati. Tony tries to catch Lupino, and they are doing the same thing as they did in the first moto. So the 4th race definitely belonged fully to Ducati. 2 racers, first and second, pulling whole shots and pretty much just having fight among themselves. And at the end of the race, since Lupino won the second moto, he becomes the overall winner, and this is the first overall victory for Ducati brand in the racing. In the first year, race number 4, and they are pulling whole shots, winning the motos, winning the overalls. I think it's just incredible. So since Lupino won the 4th race, he is now overall leader. He has a red plate, and with 2 more races left in a championship, I think there is a high chance that Ducati Desmo 450 will become a champion in its very first debut year in the racing the prototype bike, gathering all the information. And I think it just doesn't get any better. They are completely winning over the competition, giving their experience, giving the time they had to develop it, giving all these things. They are up there. They are number 1 in the points right now. And I just think that this is something incredible. So I had to do this video, guys, and share it with you because it does give me a lot of hope. So now 2024, they are doing this racing in Italy with the prototype, gathering all the data, info, and all this stuff that will help them to make better bikes, and already winning races and leading the championship, right? So then they take all this info, they put it in 2025 bike that will be actually in a mass production. Then in 2025, they want to enter MXGP and gather more info, do much better. And in 2026, they are planning to come to USA. I believe they will run in Supercross and in motocross. They 450, so they will be looking for riders. They will be looking to build a team, and they will be looking to hire riders. And just look what they did in Italy, right? Who do they hire? They hire the best riders, the biggest names in the industry. Lupino, 8 times Italian champion, and Antonio Cairoli, 9-time world champion. And who would think that Antonio Cairoli would part away from KTM? Like, look at Ryan Dungey and look at Marvin Muscan. All these people that are not racing anymore, they're retired, but they're still part of KTM team. Because I can imagine that KTM really takes a good care of them, right? So that's what I was thinking that also Tony Cairoli would do. After he retires, he would be still part of KTM. But no, he's not. He is now fully part of Ducati. So because Ducati did this in Italy, that they took the best of the best names, the best guys, and put them on their team. I think they will do something similar in USA. So that's why the thumbnail with Raczen and Eli Tomac. I think Ducati is not going to come humbly, but they are going to aim high, and they are going to hire the best names, and they are going to also try to develop their bike more in US market through the racing. So you want to develop it, you need to get the best guys to really test it, to really get the most out of it, right? So if you look at it, I don't think Ducati has a problem with budget. They are owned by Lamborghini, that is owned by Volkswagen Group. They are whole this big company. They have tons of cash, I think. They are not just like one small independent company that is doing motorcycles. They have big financial backing. So coming out to USA, I don't think they will do it in a small way. I think they will do something similar what they did in Italy. They will look at what's on the market, and they will probably snatch some really good riders to be with them for a couple of years. I think Kenny Roczen is probably my bet, because I think they can pay him a lot. He can do a lot of great promo, and his name is just amazing name in the industry. He did so much, right? And right now, if you look at him, he's just having fun, right? And he's riding really good. With all the experience he had and with all the success he had, yes, maybe he didn't have as much success as he would have if he wouldn't get hurt, but still, he is top guy, one of the top guys, right? So I think Ducati will look for someone like that. And Eli Tomac, I would actually personally like if Eli Tomac is part of Ducati, but I'm not quite sure if that would happen, because the way I see Eli Tomac, I think he's more focused on winning and less focused on just having overall fun compared to Ken Roczen. I think Ken Roczen is more into this fun time on a dirt bike, and also he wants to win. Don't take me wrong, but I think Eli is more focused on the win and everything. But there is a chance if they see really good results in the Europe, that Eli gets a good offer from Ducati, and he will come sign with them for next couple of years. They will give him everything he wants. They will allow him to create his own program and everything. They will set the bike for him and give him all the freedom he needs to do the best he can on Ducati. So these are the options I see. I think they will go with the big names in 450, and maybe get one good rookie that just come into the 450. So 2026, guess who is coming probably to 450? Yes, Deegan is coming to 450 in 2026. Imagine that Deegan, with all his temperament, jumps on Ducati brand new in 2026 and really wants to show everybody what he's capable of and what the bike is capable of. Dude, I think we have a lot to be looking forward to. So next year, I think we're gonna know more. We're gonna know who is racing, who will be on Ducati team. We will see how they do in the Europe World Championship compared to all the top guys in the Europe, and we'll be getting more excited coming 2026 in the USA. Comment below and let me know what you think about this whole Ducati motocross scene, the incredible results they are doing in their first year, the prototype that they are running is working really well, and the future we're gonna have here in USA. In 2026, we are going to have 10 factory teams, 10 manufacturers in our supercross and motocross. So imagine there is 10 teams that are factory backed. There are some that are kind of like offshoots of factory. Then there will be some good privateers. So the motocross and supercross scene is getting even more excited. Like this year, it was amazing watching it. Imagine what would happen in 2025 and 2026. So there is a lot to look forward to. All right, guys. Well, that's about it for today. Don't forget, whatever you do, stay motivated. See you guys later.